From another world, the doubt, the onward, beyond the land of my sacred home. My heart, my soul, my body, my skin, my own destiny. From the perfect land where comes my nature, before the deception.
Yeah. I gotta look this track up and figure out who did the work on this song. It's such a good song.
Forever they come, my village nation will fight for freedom.
I can't sing though. That's why this is my day job instead. All right, we're gonna pick up where we left off. We gotta get some explosives, and when I played last time, Gray let me know that you can knock enemies out when you're stealth, and he said the game doesn't actually teach that to you, so I guess maybe I can do some knockouts here? About to find out. Stubb says, just finished the last 2 Baldur's Gate 3 Vibes video, and now we get a live stream. I have had multiple people who are really angry with me for making that video and saying, the guy was just asking a question. And I was like, I probably should have clipped the first 5 minutes of that conversation out instead of just the portion I cut. Because the first 5 minutes of that guy was basically him ranting about how Baldur's Gate 3 was just like the Temu version, or excuse me, how Solasta 2 is just the Temu version of Baldur's Gate 3 in my 2 minutes of watching your stream. And it's like, I'm so sick of hearing people talk about it. Just get over it. It has nothing to do with Baldur's Gate 3. It's a bunch of idiots. I got no more time for it. Oh, reinforced combat gators. Oh, and I think those are the explosives I need. Yeah, medium explosives, take everything. Is it only the one guy? I want to try knocking somebody out like Gray suggested. Oh no, there's definitely more than one. Where is he running around? They're moving awfully quick down there. Can I shoot that from here? Reputation with Imperialists can't develop positively, so it can only go down. Oh, I just did a murder in a forbidden zone. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna load. I wasn't sure if I could do that. Hang on. Oops. Even outside the Temu comparison, says Stubbs, I wish people would play a game and try not to attach it to another title, which instantly diminishes the work done with rules. I have been following, so Tactical Adventures has done probably 12, 15 different live streams about their game. And they have consistently, every single live stream, had to remind people, hey guys, we're not Baldur's Gate 3. Hey guys, we don't have Baldur's Gate 3 budget. Hey guys, we're not doing the things that Baldur's Gate 3 did. Hey guys, we don't have the Baldur's Gate 3 budget. Hey guys, we don't have romances like Baldur's Gate 3. Hey guys, our game isn't a single player character like Baldur's Gate 3. Our game is, it's the unfortunate reality of Baldur's Gate 3 being this massive success, which it deserved in every way, shape, or form, and a new generation of players, which would be like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who have never played all of the games that came before Baldur's Gate 3 and were the foundation layer that allowed Baldur's Gate 3 to become what it is today. And so that's really what you're getting, because they just don't know. They have no clue about Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. They have no clue about, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Icewind Dale 1 and 2, Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, Wastelanders 1, 2, and 3, XCOM 1 and 2. I don't know, we could keep going. Like, it's an unfortunate reality of, it's a victim of its own success in that sense. But I feel bad for the Tactical Adventures team, because every single time they've done a live stream, Miz has been literally at like 15-minute intervals, because someone will pop in chat and say something about Baldur's Gate 3, and he'll be like, well guys, we're not Baldur's Gate 3, guys, we're not Larian, we don't have Larian's budget, we're not working with Forgotten Realms, we can't do that spell, we can't do Dark Elves, we can't do Beholders, we can't do, it's like, I feel so sorry for him. He has the patience of a saint, which I don't, and I don't have to, because I'm a streamer who gets to say what I want. And that's why I did that video when Avowed came out about how comparison is the thief of joy, because everybody and their brother could not stop talking about how Avowed is just a cheap knockoff of Oblivion, Avowed is a cheap knockoff of Skyrim, Avowed is trying to do what Skyrim did and it fails. It's like, Jesus, y'all are just idiots at this point. Like, you can't separate. Games need to be their own thing. The devs need to be able to build their own product and have it be recognized for being its own product, but instead people are like, it's just a cheap knockoff. It's just trying to be Baldur's Gate 3. It's like, bitch, Baldur's Gate 3 was trying to be Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2. What are you talking about?
Na krijgt hij dwe.
Smeu no emtegio dende tsaranaik sadet. Esa en komdiwe dag echte reguon queses.
Allora due divan do corrido des. No se donde siet alle misa mersa.
Na fravin quadvrex da vergeo in satula.
And correct. Yes. It does suck when they get compared to having it ultimately reviewed badly, because it's not Elden Ring, it's not Baldur's Gate 3, it didn't do it as well. And it's like, it's because y'all are idiots.
Es lemat in England dem da tugi quetsi ardessa. Smeum em snake de even request en wensche. Ja nee mit de fashion en nee siege.
Puda diori. Reg da venetolimem. Sagna combinedin ka ir on in ob.
Farbem e weshem nama e diwe dane dao enawi. Eva aminunde dem e dechen ale.
Okay,
Al
so
kachen vienenbi.
E vienbi.
They call it quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
Sien samain quantesider. Quanaidem en aunas anesin.
Sages vir emes neem uvenag. Proud me dena fide des. Afregde e donea
Quicksilver.
mer. Ma analite quandavader.
Yep, it'll keep going on because of the smooth brains, because they can't separate things out
Sagno es
and
treparach.
review things for their own.
Jori. Naskair kom samel kedeyam quensen nes garantan.
Sie in ta de ye gaige deni. Se laude et hagos qua herana
In terms of what games,
Sie in ta the radida quima envel ned reisa aganti bi.
let me read all this stuff because they're not talking English.
Iragade quid me mean swishutan.
They don't think what's poisoning our people is coming from this mine.
No, in vertum da onklendi am es quintog ni dead.
Ma es quintag rei donei nasi kasur.
I actually need to pay
Doigdis.
attention to this.
Es velem toig de echte
When it's English dubs, I can
Ja,
like talk and listen
de
at the same
gezems
time,
de
but
harigi
actually I need to
amali.
read here.
Da brade da e maradem. Confrengamis se echter.
Qua awelum seg.
Okay, well we rescued those guys. Oh, and I leveled. Hell yeah. Did you see PC Gamer wrote an article called "Tainted Grail is a Skyrim wannabe"? Yes, and that's part of the problem is when you have reviewers who will do shit like that right there. Because it's like Tainted Grail has nothing to do with Skyrim at all. It's a completely different leveling system. It has nothing to do with the Elder Scrolls. The only similarities that it shares is that you could play first person or third person, and it's an open world RPG with a skill tree. That's the only thing it shares with Skyrim at all. Yeah, I kind of assumed that, Gray. I was assuming that once we get off the island, because I kind of know where the story goes, I was assuming that because of where we're going to be, it'll all be in English. That's like a lot of people, Jay didn't. So many people held off on Starfield because they heard other people yelling and screaming about how it's such a shitty game, and then they actually go play it, and they're like, oh my god, this is actually a really good game. And it's like, yep.
You can come out now. We've cleared the way.
Avowed was awesome.
Ja, allora Hedway. Verredet nie.
Colin wants to know, is this game worth it? I played the first one years ago. Well, you're an adult, Colin, I would assume. Because you got to be 18 to participate in a TikTok chat. Which means as an adult, you get to make up your own decision about whether or not something is good or fun or worth your precious disposable income. So go forth and enjoy whatever the fuck you want to enjoy, not what someone else tells you you should enjoy. Because my opinion doesn't mean shit. But if you'd like to know my opinion, you can go watch my first impressions early thoughts video, which I published a few days ago while I was on my trip. Alright, there's a section of the mine here that I can go explore. Have I played the Lord of the Rings Return of the Moria DLC? No, I did not. I was given a key by North Beach, I think is the name of the company. I played the base game a little bit. I did not have time to also play the DLC. Hang on, we gotta go over here. We have a quest in here to find a crazy man as well, I think. Resign from your job at the mine. I should report your findings to the chief. And then ask the people at the fort to help you analyze the samples. Okay, this one right here, the missing scales. Find out who plundered, convince Vaughn. We have to find this guy called Vlan and convince him to leave the mines. Great Forge says that's why I say critics have no idea what they're talking about. Make your own decisions. I think that you got to make up your own mind when it comes to if a game is worth it. Because I'll tell you what, everybody and their brother was like, "Oh my God, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the best thing ever." I bought the game, couldn't finish it. Why couldn't I finish it? Because the minigames destroyed it for me. And I hated the minigames. Did I hate the game? Hell no. But I couldn't finish it because the minigames ruined it for me. I just really disliked the minigames, and so I quit playing it. Does that invalidate everyone else who said that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the best game ever, you should play it? No, it doesn't invalidate their opinions. They are right in saying that it was an awesome game. It was awesome in many ways. However, I hated the mini games and could not play it because of those things. And I was like, nope, every time I had to do a mini game, I would lose interest immediately. And I ultimately was like, I just can't do this. And I quit. And so I spent $70 on something that I didn't finish and I own. And it's like, whatever, you know. I did publish that video, Jay Denton. That got published like last week before my trip. Yes, this is absolutely Skyrim. This is called Skyrim the Dying World. Yep. I don't think we need to be sneaking in here because nobody wants to eat my face off. Alright, there's a branch off here. This might go out. Oh shit, what's in here? A forgotten altar. Oh snap, what do we got down
Es
in
hat
here?
hande hef feulige Venus. Es frichtung kaui suisi.
Seldis, es redone var hegenisinam. Redone denes luchtom. Es suicide me de
Check out the cave paintings. Oh, I wonder what that symbolizes.
Tos
It's Vlon.
voksandesa en jedem.
This is the guy we were looking for.
Aga dead mad yamarodamait.
Yeah, he's the crazy
Es
dude.
quedet mat.
Es dead mad var de goidi aglanoidui. Negvelde em quenste feshem de velua olo anamag. Saguset me. Gusset vlanam da ognide. Es rade em beard var has rankte ag a hovabas. Arberu var has a hole shantamenda. Ex-ray dat adivene farwedoig. Die hen on mil frichtimen jam es angenam de neus luchtum.
Es ga sauk sin. Jom sacht gabanan da daure bie noi selena se beroige men nodas.
Nas puisig gobanan. Es puisig en nama raum e
I did,
fechima.
Stubbs.
Ament for ID a hantamen var has.
Alright, I'm gonna ask him if he'll return the scales.
Es anken var hobanonem das ashantan. Linkwid ni renaud and var has dead me meuns.
Na, es radeiem ber var has blumunda. Ha ovebam. Ages ankem varem da hole. Dent da dorebi dead. Es radei da reguma deadmad. Es anken var neis luchtom da arwedoig. Sien gobanen nama feshidach shantamen nui.
Oh, wow. If I insist, we're probably going to have to take him by force. I'm not sure. Chris Miller says, thank you for this playthrough. It inspired me to play the original game, and I'm loving it. The original game is good. It has really bad combat, but it was a fun story. Loreforge says, critics and YouTubers can be useful, but you have to find the honest one who doesn't go along with whatever the mob says, and you have to find one with similar tastes and such. Right, but like you also say, even though you have similar tastes as me, we're not always going to land on the same side. It's like everybody who I trusted. Like, there are people whose opinions I value, who were all saying Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is great. And I played the first Final Fantasy remake, and it was good. The second one, what not disturbed me, but what, like, ultimately was the kicker for me was about every session I would try to stream that game, I would be forced to play a minigame. And during those sessions, I would have to learn a completely new button combination to play whatever minigame was being presented. And it would be 30 minutes to an hour of the gameplay. And at the end of it, it would have nothing to do with the story, and all it would do would be to give me some sort of sexy outfit for Tifa or the other girl, I forget her name, the nerdy caster who I always preferred over Tifa. And after like the 10th minigame, I was like, this is fucking pointless. All these minigames, Aerith, thank you. I was like, all of these minigames are literally just designed for those losers who live in their mom's basements and fap off to the waifu costumes. Like, I'm not one of that target audience. And I can't, like, every time I have to play a minigame, it is taking me away from the story, which the main story of the Final Fantasy game is really good. And I would love to someday, like, be able to get past that, because I was having a lot of fun outside of the minigames to finish, because they're going to come out with a third one, which is going to complete the trilogy. So it's like, at some point, I probably just need to put my big boy pants on and be like, whatever, and just, like, smoke a little grass and numb myself to my dislike for the for the mini games because I found that to be exceptionally boring, and it just took me out of the story every single time I would have to do a mini game. And I got tired of learning new button combinations just to get a sexy outfit that does literally nothing for me. I just want to be able to play the main game and have fun with the main story and be those cool, you know, eco warriors who are here to fight the petroleum dudes. And God, I hated the mini games. And that's the thing is, like, everybody whose opinions I value was like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is awesome. And I was like, well, I'm going to go spend $70 on the game. And then I didn't finish it. And I was like, this sucks. I feel like I got, kind of, that was a waste of $70, you know? Correct. I think when you take out the mini games, the rest of the game is really, really, really good. And that's a personal choice of mine not to play it, but that just goes to show you that even when you have someone whose opinion you value says that this is a great game, it doesn't mean it's going to be a great game for you. And that's why I think everybody out there, it doesn't matter what I say, because I could tell you I think it's a great game, but then you buy it and you go play it and you feel disappointed, and then guess what? You blame Renfail. You're like, Renfail told me this game would be awesome, and it's not. He sucks. I don't like him. He sucks. His opinion sucks. So I try really hard not to tell people, you should play this. There are exceptions to that rule. I will say things like, I think this is a great game, but the caveat is, I think it's a great game. I always come back to the analogy we've been using recently about vanilla and chocolate ice cream because, yeah. The anime girl, yeah, and like they were selling the statues, and I remember the statue of Tifa was like, it was like the collector's edition statue, and she's like bent over with her ass up in the air, and I'm like, God damn, that is sexy as hell, and I totally get it. Like, I totally get, you know, having a Tifa statue that you could put on your desk to rub one out to, you know, but that's not me. Like, I have real poontang, so. Alright, I am going to insist.
Tuigem es puisig dad sadedman. Saxie entas oi ragi shantanoel en samena.
Es anglani shantani venas. Es lini dund arevainem
I wonder if I'm gonna get the option to, like,
Es cordenama sinya toig dehen ab. Es to kaitigi ole renoixa. Smundi nama di latidu orgi ag anamidi. Na linquidam to frego.
I'm gonna apologize. I don't want to be antagonistic.
Samoit. Es tragme. Na tug tu quet farve des puisig sadedman. Na farsistedam an seveg.
Es kaveneg amantag a quengaled e juantuts. Sag es erigem donegadi da arwedi de var helerg suisi. Advad. Maditsi.
This guy's clearly lost his mind.
Samno.
I would love to take him back to be cured if I could.
Es tu donegad. Siend nama soneda golvoglendi vregu dedmadi sabati.
Vorkendur are feshim asies. Nas ankem vari da on done oil.
Vregem nes oglendi no kassin, vriden garame. Echter hevor keni sir, ja sechtem. Age harla nes dierni. Na kauid nes sedmada vertemen on vegem. Na vemi da de glonoidu, jom everoids da regu.
Es neis diern donegad sen ages duben agadachtam. Udag da degadach euragide an vigeshvar. Esa hanum tuflane.
Tuflanan vigeshvar? I vigem I feshi. His comfarwed. Adivan fawed me. Ja, tigidam qua igeshvar.
Oh. So there was an option to peacefully resolve it. So I sent him back to talk to my boss, my master. And I got the scales. Oh, I finished it. Yay. Well, I mean, at very least I found all the things I needed to do. Ultimately, though, I still haven't found out what's poisoning the water. Oh, I should save the game. Grace said I never found a way to complete this, but good job. Okay. I thought I was going to have to fight the guy. Astor says it's me with Elden Ring. Oh, by the way, did I answer your question earlier, Astor? I am going to be playing Crimson Desert on the PS5 Pro. I'm not like hyped about it, so I'm not like, oh my god, this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. But I am going to play it. We're going to be balancing GreedFall 2 and Solasta 2 for the next few days. I'll probably be wrapping up Solasta 2 because I've been told 15 to 20 hours in the early access. So at some point we'll wrap that up next week in time to be starting Crimson Desert, and then I'll be balancing this game with Crimson Desert. We're about to get attacked. Oh, I forgot I leveled up, by the way. I need to go spend some points. That's why I'm not hyped about it, Loreforge. I'm going to play it because it's going to be good for the channel, but I'm not like, oh my god, this game's going to be awesome. I'm extremely worried that I'm going to find the combat repetitive and boring, and the puzzles frustrating and stupid. However, it doesn't mean the rest of the game isn't going to be fun. It may have some elements that I really, really enjoy. I won't know until I play it, but I can also see enough of the trailers and the preview footage, and I know my tastes to know that I am going to bounce off of those things and I'm going to find them not to be that fun. Now that's okay. A game doesn't have to be a 10 out of 10 to still be a fun experience, but I can look at it and know in advance that I'm probably going to bounce off a few things. That is a legendary one-handed hammer. I haven't found a shield yet, but that'd be cool to give her a shield. See, I don't even see anything I don't see anything remotely Assassin's Creed-like about it, though. Because I like the Assassin's Creed games. Because they have adjustable difficulty. And I can do lots of cool stuff with them. And I don't see any of that with Crimson Desert, because there's no adjustable difficulty. Yeah, that's exactly, Stubbs. I'm in the same boat. Like, when I see mechs and jetpacks and all these other things, I'm like, what? Like, I thought this is supposed to be like a fantasy game. Like, I'm very confused by what it's trying to be. And one of my biggest chuckles was the whole the game map is X amount of times bigger than Skyrim, and I'm like, yeah, but you're giving people a dragon to fly around on. Like, you've immediately diminished the size of the world by giving people a flying form and a flying mount. So the size doesn't mean shit, because you can zip around the map on a jetpack or on the back of a dragon, etc., etc., etc. There's definitely footage of console gameplay. I think your complaint is that there's no footage for base consoles. I think that's because base consoles are not necessarily... Like, here's the thing. The reality is that game is made to be... You know, they're promoting how it looks really, 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 really good, right? So part of that means that you're going to need high-end hardware to run it. I wouldn't call it worrying. I would say that the reality is that there's probably going to be performance mode if you're looking to get 60 frames on a base console. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the incels of the internet who can't get past a game having, it's not got 60 frames a second, the game sucks. Like, those people aren't your target audience in the first place, and so, you know, you shouldn't be catering to those people anyway. because frame rates don't matter in a single player RPG. Now obviously because the reality is, like, a game like, say, Starfield launched with 30 frames locked on the Xbox Series X, and it did not diminish the fun of the game whatsoever. But it was cool when they added the 60 frame mode and the uncapped mode, 6 months after launch or whatever it was. So, but you're gonna get some people riled up, who are like, oh my god, it's not gonna give me 150 frames per second on my base Xbox Series S or my PS5. It's like, just play it on performance mode. It's not that big of a deal. It reminds me, the whole controversy over people not seeing base console footage. It's the same controversy of, like, I remember when Dragon Age Veilguard came out, and all of the controversy over, they didn't give review codes to these 5 people, and the game's gonna suck because they're hiding things from people. And it's like, what? Some of you guys smoke way too much substances that provoke conspiracy
There
theories.
you are. You dare to come back after what you've done.
What did I do?
Your men attacked us as we approached the mine to look for a job. All we did was defend ourselves.
So you're not just murderers, you're also liars.
I didn't kill anybody.
Those miners would never have attacked you without reason.
Oh no, the guys,
Get the
that's the
hell
wrong.
out of here. And believe me, the captain of the fort will hear about this.
Sorry, I did
I'm
have
going
to defend
bolster our
myself
security to
inside.
make sure none of you savages
forgot
show
about
up
that.
here again. That goes for you two. Get out of here.
But we didn't do anything.
We were trapped onto the rubble, and
I said leave. You do understand what I'm saying, don't you?
Isloensi. Linkwitsa verge de veru var has quesa de nes igem.
I had to defend myself from those guys, and yeah, apparently that did not go as planned. All right. Let me level up before I do anything else, because I keep forgetting to do this. And I got new stuff. I would lose armor, but I gain magical deflection. That's a tough decision, man. Did he get a cloak? No, still no cloak for him. Alright, so I don't get any skill points at that level. But I do get some points. Perception. Rifle or bow, traps, and pistol. Oh, is 10 the max? I can't put any more points in it. Oh. Okay, I guess that's all we can do for now. Oh no! It crashed! Probably crashed before, like, I don't think it's saved after I did when I was doing the leveling up. Oh, the max is based on your current level? Oh, okay. Upon Fay 2720, like, honestly, man, you should invest your time in something way more useful than worrying about what performance the base game is going to have. Like,
From another
seriously, like, there are way more useful things that you could be doing with your time than worrying about what the frame rates are going to be on a game coming out next week. Like, it is what it is. Like, many games launch on the console with a performance mode, and every game that launches always gets patched and gets better over time. So it doesn't really matter. I would highly suggest just spend your energy on something more constructive. Like, if you don't want to buy the game when it comes out, don't buy the game when it comes out. But it doesn't do anybody any good to run around screaming about maybes when you just don't know. It's a red flag. How is it? It's no, just move on. There are way more important things you could be doing with your time. Remember, we're not a Reddit forum. That's our second crash, I think, Gray. So I wouldn't call it unstable, but definitely have had a couple of crashes on the PS5. PS5 Pro, I should say. But either way, we've definitely had a couple of crashes. But you know what? I'm not going to let it bother me, because here's the thing. Do you know how many crashes I get every time I play No Man's Sky on the Xbox? I crash almost every single session, and it doesn't take away from the fact that No Man's Sky is an awesome game on the Xbox Series X. But it definitely crashes every time I play it. Like, I don't know that I would call it unstable at this point, but I've definitely had some crashes. Now, Anthem on release, that was unstable. Also, Cyberpunk 2077 at release, that was unstable for sure on the... Alright, this gives me more armor. Alright, let's do another save here. Alright, journal. The missing scales. I need to return to Gabonin, and I can do the new evil. Let's go back for that first. That's a good point. I wonder what the fort captain... I don't... Matter of fact, I haven't gotten to the fort, though, so I don't know.
Lema, Aragdes Shantanu?
Vergei var vorir huisen nui knami yabud ad emag. Exionoidan eda.
Mev, Denid...
Kahe sitinem ansiandawi.
Who's the person I'm supposed to find? Hiccups. Here he is, right here. This guy. Yeah, Solasta 2's already published a the roadmap as well for early access.
A esiendem beruvar hase shantemen ja rendunded.
Kair, na crede me nedolmar. Ad lo redwe, sian tam ka taurabi ma ergaidi da hei barroiga nodas. Togom verdis sa. Se unde renau ded da harmalen. Sian tad ka adrga qua alochtom.
Who was that guy? Oh, back here. To Ormel. Yeah, I would have bought Solasta 2 even if, like, I was gonna buy it anyway. So it was just an icing on the cake for me that they gave me a key to play, because I was like, well, I was happy to to buy your awesome game anyway. So definitely take a free key from you guys.
Huh, a drag dead.
I have played KCD 1 and 2. Playlists are on YouTube.
Oh, es allen se, budlauen dunkas. Togombe sad vid bogem. Nasmeonem ereum eferet esse veliam ked. Sages dur me fregam verberu dagde. Aradidam da sunkesem, emes ancan varsuis hab, das avede gigoigi genesis. Toigad karsur karhe donigada oil, make oil siend.
You should check out the videos I've already done on the game, video game history. The short version, yes, you can adjust the difficulty, and there are 3 different ways to play the combat. You can do real time with pause, you can do a hybrid, or you can do traditional third person over the shoulder action combat like the first game. So you get to choose. Ingredients, quest items. No. What do I need dead fish for? Purely decorative. Okay, so these can all be sold. Used to dig up buried things. I'm going to sell one of them. I don't need 2 shovels. Could be sold. Yeah, the videos have more details and everything, video game history. Alright, this is where I can probably sell. I wish you could filter by things that your characters were wearing, because right now so what I really appreciate is when a game just automatically filters out everything your characters are wearing and doesn't let you sell the things that you wear. It does have an icon here to show me that my characters are wearing a certain thing, but I really do wish I could just be like, nope, you just can't sell the things that your characters are wearing. 80. Oh, I finally got a new bow. I did not see that. What breastplate is she wearing? I'm all paranoid now. I'm gonna save again. Yeah, that's way better. Why was I wearing that? You, sir. You got a new bow and you didn't even use it? Nice. And then let me see if I can buy a shield. This game did just come out. Yep.
Huh.
A couple days ago. I don't see a shield. So she just flat out can't use one-handed weapons. I can use it. That's weird. Made from the stone of a meteorite. Huh. Hold on to it for now. Alright, that cleared that quest. Is the party system similar to Baldur's Gate 3 where you can control everyone? You can, or you can also automate it. So I have it automated because I don't want to be bothered with it. So, yes, Brett, it can be similar to Baldur's Gate 3 where you control everyone, or you can turn the automation on and your companions do abilities independent of you, which is the system that I'm choosing. This game has many, many different ways to play it. They give you tons of options on how you can play the game. So there's this game profile mode where you can do all these different things in terms of tactical, hybrid, action combat, autonomous party, or you have to go in here and like make every single thing you have to control. You can completely turn it off so they don't do anything without you. I prefer it all turned on. So I'm using auto attack. I'm using autonomous party mode. It's entirely up to you on how you play the game. So I'm pretty fine-tuned to what I like right now. So I have the option, like as we're going through, if I see that combat is getting overwhelming, I just immediately go boom, and we have paused the game and we're now in tactical mode. And now I can go through each one of the individual characters and I can fine-tune what I want them to do. And you can load up to 5 abilities based on my preferences. That's the maximum amount you can do. You can reduce that down, represented by the empty boxes above me. And then you can go through here and say, pause, guys, it's getting really bad right now. You put a heal on that person over there. And then I want you to do the healing wave on these 3 people right here. And then I want you to use an AoE, or I want you to taunt. So go ahead and hit that taunt button, and then you immediately unpause it. And they do the things that they need to do, and then you can pause it again and tell them what to do, issue more commands, or you can just say, no, I don't need that. Let's go back into the real-time mode. So you can go tactical or real-time, so it just depends on you and how you want to play the game. It really is a game of many, 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 many options, and so like, here, I'll show you really quick. So I have full control over the camera right now because I'm in tactical mode. So I can zoom in, I can zoom out, right? And because I'm playing tactical mode on the game profile, I have all these things. Watch what happens to the options when I go through the modes here. Focused mode, hybrid mode, and tactical mode. So tactical mode gives you the most control. Hybrid mode reduces the amount of command stacks, disables tactical mode entirely, so you can't even open the menu, and then allows you to adjust the autonomous level, the zoom levels, and everything else. Or you can go into focused mode. Focused mode disables tactic menu entirely, makes autonomous party members automatic. You cannot control the zoom of your camera. Auto attack is turned off. Aim pause is disabled. And if you go into this, it now looks and plays exactly like the first game. So now what's going to happen is the camera is locked to this right here. I am now a third-person action combat game. And you can go into here, but that's it. So you can pause it to make decisions, but you have no tactical control. So I can't like go into that tactics mode and load up like 5 different abilities for my companions, right? And so here I can very quickly go through and just do each character if I want to, but this is mostly about for players who don't want to deal with anything and they just want to run around as their character, and you have the 2 support characters, and they'll do everything automatically, and then you just run around and play with it. So I have no control over the camera. Like, there's no zoom at all, so you're locked in at this point. So if you want to play this game like the first game, you can. Or you can do what I've done, and you can go in here to the options, and you can say, you know what? I like that tactical version. Oops. Let's go into the game profile. I went to the wrong one. I like that tactical version, but I want my party to be entirely autonomous. That's the only major adjustment I've made. And then I can save and quit, and I can confirm. And now what I have is the ability to then control my camera all the way in or out. I like to keep it somewhere in between. And then when I need to, in combat, I can pause. I can load up a bunch of abilities. I can chain a bunch of commands against boss mobs and stuff, and then, unpause it and go from there. So it's, it really is what you want. But I have pretty much fine-tuned it at this point into the ways that I like to play. We're going to call that how to customize your gameplay in GreedFall 2, because that was a good question, and that'll be a good tutorial to put out on YouTube. Perfect reminder to everybody that everything in between the streams happens on YouTube, so if you ever miss a video, you can watch the playlist. You can also find guides like this, which usually I make my own, but occasionally we'll find great conversation points that allow us to spin out additional videos. That kind of stuff is really hard to do, Loreforge, and we have sacrificed that for graphics and voiceovers and VFX and things. So same thing with like somebody who's mentioning Final Fantasy 12. So it's really from a programming. The easiest way to explain this is from an expense standpoint. It's very expensive to do that, and I don't mean money-wise. I mean every game has to, if you can imagine a pie chart where you have a total value of 100%, right? So you have percentages all around that pie chart, all around that wheel, and you have to decide as a game developer where you are going to put your points, your percentage points. And you can only go up to 100. You can't go beyond 100. And so you have to make decisions about what is important to your game. Are graphics important? Are VFX important? Is a fully voiced game important? Is a great onboarding experience important? Or are lots of options for gameplay important? But you can't have everything. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So the programmable AI behavior that we saw in Baldur's Gate 2, Dragon Age Origins, those older games before graphics became so expensive, were because graphics weren't as expensive as they are today. Now these days, graphics, shading, lighting, all your VFX, all your sound effects, all of your voice acting, all of that stuff is very expensive on that pie chart. And so if you want a game that looks good, has great optimization, has a great voice cast, has awesome special effects, has all of these things, then you're not also going to be able to have highly customizable AI where you can program all of these different things that your party members can do based on certain reactions. So if you remember, like Dungeon Siege did that, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, especially in the enhanced editions, Dragon Age Origins, where you could go in and say, like, I want this character to focus on attacking mages, and I want this character to heal my companions when they drop to 30%, and I want this person to only attack melee characters and all that stuff. That can't be done in modern games if you also want the game to look good. Now, if you don't care about the graphics and you're going to sacrifice on having your game look modern, and you want to have it look like a retro game from 15, 20 years ago, then sure, you could choose to put your points into a complex AI system for the party companions. But then you're not going to get a Baldur's Gate 3 level of fidelity when it comes to the graphics of your game. And trust me on this, 99% of players are not going to play your game if it looks like a pile of dog shit. They just won't. There are some neckbeards out there like me who will go play a game like Lord of the Rings Online and be like, yeah, I don't mind graphics that are a little shitty, but that's not the majority of the audience. And so if you're a for-profit company, which 99% of these game studios are, they are for-profit companies. These games cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make in many cases, and even in the lesser cases, you're looking at $40-50 million to build a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I think was around, it was in the 50s range. I can't remember if it was 40 or 50 million. But even in the case of a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, let's say 50 million off the top of my head. I can't remember if that figure is exactly accurate, so don't crucify me if I'm not remembering that exactly. That game did not also have complex AI for its party companions. Why? Because they put their money and their budget and their pie chart into having a really beautiful looking game with amazing combat and really rich conversations and amazing cutscenes and fully mocapped and all that other stuff. They put their points elsewhere. So, and the reality is that most people, a good example of this is, what's it called? Fire and Ash. There was a little indie game that came out a couple months back. Ash and Steel, maybe was what it was called. It was like people were looking at it going, oh, this is like a budget version of Kingdom Come Deliverance. That is the perfect example of what I'm talking about, because that was a very low budget game made by a handful of people, which had it was a very good core of an RPG, but it was janky as fuck. The controller didn't work worth a damn. They had butchered voice actor lines throughout the game where they just left it in because they didn't have a QA team to like edit out the bad voice acting. So you would have multiple instances of voice actors whose flubs were left in the game. Constant crashes, things that just didn't work, and the game looked like a 20-year-old RPG because they didn't have, they put their time into creating. It was fully voiced though, so kudos to them. They spent their pie wheel on voice acting and a really rich, immersive RPG experience with a really cool rule set and really cool leveling system and interesting things, but did not put any points into their graphics or their Q&A or other things, which ultimately was why it didn't sell a lot of copies, because it looks bad, it plays very jankily, and it's not something that the masses want to consume. Now, if they can continue to polish that experience over the next couple of years post-launch and make it into something better, then they have the chance of improving their audience numbers and then eventually maybe make a sequel that does even better. If you look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, the audience was this. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this. Why? The game when it first came out was a janky hot pile of shit. If you remember what Kingdom Come Deliverance was like after Kickstarter, it was fucked. But they took the time to make it better. And then the second game when it came along, because they had done such a good job of making the first game better, and the second one is way graphically better looking with better voice acting and better everything, more people went and played it. Witcher 1, audience here. Witcher 2, audience here. Witcher 3, game of the year. Why? Because for the time that it came out, fully voiced, hot, sexy, naked chicks, awesome combat, everything's voiced, super amazing looking game. The production levels were out the roof. There is a reason why The Witcher 3 became this big, huge thing, because they built up to it from a very low budget linear first game to a bigger second game to a bigger third game. Graphics always matter. A lot of people will tell you, like, well, I don't care about the graphics. I want rich, robust systems. You might, but you don't represent what the game studio is trying to sell to. They want to sell a game to the masses. So something to consider. That's also a great point for me to take a quick break, everybody, because we're an hour in. I might go outside and stretch my eyes, touch some grass, see if my wife made any more coffee or not. And we'll be back in a few minutes to continue onwards.
Stuur mij een boot tot de negerdag. Het welden alleen ik dead.
Sientendad ma vagen togomberi goida es gaidi de gongo barem. Frichti den da halini contortam oleg.
Es marag varem der glendi masjens de hechredag kengedamdag. Karadem es karmag vorken noigdag.
Ja, serch a harlamad. Fared quies maesan farshedi e fravind qued radid. Airag oleg moi feshumaro en enam. Nas comparo edag.
Stuur mij een boot tot de negerdag. Het welden alleen ik dead.
Oma sienten dad ma vagen togomberi goida es gaidi de gongu varem. Frikti den da halini kontortam Oleg.
Alright, we're back. We're going to play for about another hour, everybody, and then we are going to switch over and play some Starfield today. So stay tuned for that. I will probably take a short break for lunch, but I got to get some more Shattered Space playthrough in. For funsies. Alright. Let's see here. Ask the people at the fort. Where the hell is the fort? That is not the fort. Aha! Here's the fort. Oh, I can't even track things. That's interesting. So you can't even put a waypoint in the Fog of War. I wonder if I should just go here, maybe. Let's do that. Oh, I do see it on my map now. Oh, the problem, however, is what are these things? Screw it, I don't care.
Let's show them what we're made of.
Oh, that's a lot of hounds. So someone's asking about combat earlier. Notice that my companions do everything's independent of me. That's because I have them with the ability to do whatever they want. So I'm just letting them do their own thing, and I only pause if I need to. Which I very rarely need to on normal mode. I'm not playing on story mode, I am playing on normal mode. I'm debating dropping it to story mode, just because sometimes it feels like these are a little spongy, if that makes sense. Which I know some people like the fights to take a little bit longer. I'm sort of a fan of faster combat. But it hasn't felt overly challenging so far on normal mode, if that makes sense. It's not happening next week, Brett. I'll tell you that much. Oh, the problem is these guys are all going to be KOS now. I don't know if these guys are bandits or what they are. By the way, there was not a lot of coffee left. There was like a third of a cup, but I'm getting what there is. Are these guys? They're bandits. We're good. Nope, nope. Hang on. Caster. So in this case, I'm going to pause the game, and we're going to focus fire on that guy down there, which means I need to get him, excuse me. Target lock and attack, and her target lock. And then I'm gonna unpause. And they're all gonna run down there, and we're gonna focus fire on that caster. Now she's gonna turn around to her own thing, but she's got the ire of him now. Alright, caster's down.
My armor's no good anymore.
I'm playing on PS5 Pro. The only reason I have a Pro is because my base PS5 literally blew up last fall, and I had a warranty for it. And so I got a replacement paycheck from the insurance company, and I just went ahead and spent the extra few $100 to get the PS5 Pro. The only reason for that was because at the time I was getting a replacement, there was actually, I was looking at it and it was like, you know what, I haven't spent any major money this year. I needed a tax deduction, and so I went, fuck it. I don't recommend the PS5 Pro for normal people. It's not worth the extra few $100. It's only worth if you're a graphics graphics. That's not the word I'm looking for. Graphics file. I don't know why I said pedo. If you're a graphics, what is the word for that? Because if you're an audio file, you're a graphics file. I don't know how you would say that. If you're a graphics nerd, then yeah, the PS5 Pro is worth it. But you're only going to get a couple of frames per second extra performance. It's not worth it for the normal person. PS5 Pro is only worth it if you're a pedo. What is the word for that, guys? I gotta look this up now. Because if you're an audio nerd, it's audiophile. What is the word when you're a graphics nerd? A video file. Thank you, Disdain. Correct. It's video file. Oh my god. I didn't know what it was called. That's my bad. So if you're a video file, then yes, the PS5 Pro is worth it, but otherwise it's not. Because every single game I play on performance mode on every console I've ever owned. I always play games in performance mode because I don't give a shit about graphics. Like, I don't need bleeding edge. And the reason for that is because most of the viewers who are watching my streams are watching on consoles or mobile devices or secondary monitors. They don't care. Not only that, I can't show off a game. Even if it has more than 60 frames per second, I can't show that to the audience because the codecs that render out for Twitch don't allow me to showcase more than 60 frames per second. So even if I'm getting 500 frames, you, the user, are never going to see it because you are only going to see 60 frames per second. End of story. It's also why I don't stream in 4K because there's no point. Door is blocked from the inside. How the hell am I getting in here? Hello? All right.
Stop! Who are you? And what are you doing here?
My friend and I are the future Donegada of the village on the lake. And Shedar is our protector. We'd like to talk to your chief.
The captain? Well, follow the path. It will lead you to his quarters.
Follow the path. I love how theft is not a thing here. Like, they don't care if you take stuff from the chests. Big fan of that. Like, not every game needs to have a complex theft system, you know? Just like not every game needs to have romance options. So like I've seen people flipping out that Solasta 2 doesn't have romance options. And it's like you're playing siblings. Like you're playing a party of 4 brothers and sisters. Why the fuck would there be romance options? Like, are you just mentally challenged and you don't understand that not every game has to be about being a single NPC? Is this a bear or is that a dog? Who's your big puppy? Oh, the tail wags. Do we need... No, this is actually a prequel to the first game, video game history. So, if you're going to play them in order, you would technically play this game and then go play GreedFall 1.
Hello. Are you the chief of this fort?
I'm the captain, yes.
Yeah, it's true. Technically, they're not blood related.
We're from the village of Vigeshvar.
Help me, step
My
bro.
friend and
I have a
will soon be
quest.
Donegada, and Shada will soon be joining the warriors.
Vigeshvar is Minan's village, isn't it? Oh, he's a fine man. What can I do for you?
Talk about the items collected that could be poisoned.
Some of our people are sick. We've collected various things that may have poisoned them, and we'd like to...
This sort of thing is out of my hands. Speak directly to our doctor.
Solasta 2, the Alabama Magistrate.
For some time now, the woods have been increasingly quiet. The game has been disappearing. Our hunters return
Help
from
me,
the hunt
step bro. I have a
empty-handed more and
quest.
more often. Have your hunters noticed the same thing?
We don't have any hunters at the fort. Often we buy meat from your people to feed the troops. But I know that a group of trappers has set up camp nearby. They'll be able to tell you more about that than I can.
They may even be the source of the problem.
Possibly, but be careful when you talk to them. They're a bit rough around the edges. They're not the kind of people I like to work with, but they had proper papers issued in Hikmet. Please let me know what you learn. I wouldn't want those louts to damage the good relations between the fort and the village.
All right.
We'll leave you to your work.
Wait. I was supposed to give your chief a gift to present to the High King of this island. However, the gift was stolen. I hope to find it in time, but unfortunately I can't make any promises.
Okay.
When did the gift disappear?
A few days ago. The night after receiving the goods we were waiting for from the mainland. I checked that the book was what I was expecting, but no sooner was it put away than it was stolen.
Where did you put it?
In the storeroom. And those buggers hit hard. They smashed through the cage and wrecked the chest it was being stored in.
That must have been loud. Did no one hear anything?
Whoever did this must have known exactly how the camp worked. They waited until the guards making their rounds were on the opposite side of the camp. There was only one guard on duty when they broke in. They knocked him out, the poor bugger. He obviously couldn't tell us anything. The strangest thing is that although there were other valuables in the storeroom, they only stole that
Yeah,
book.
the fact that they created their
Anyway,
own
if you
language and
want to go
everything,
and see for
Stubbs,
yourself, don't
I really do
hesitate.
hope the insolvency
Just
thing
show
with
this
Nakon
pass to
gets
the guard
sorted
on
so that
duty.
spiders can keep making more, because
We'll leave
this
you
is
to
a
your
phenomenal
duties, Captain.
series from a world-building
Goodbye.
standpoint.
Goodbye,
The
young
music,
people.
the language that they created, like, it's got some serious lore.
Hello.
Are you the healer of this fort?
I'm the doctor in charge, yes. Do you need my help?
You are cute.
There are people in our village who have fallen ill with a strange disease. It's something we've never seen before. They suffer from headaches and dizziness and have become so weak they must stay in bed. Others have started to show the same symptoms. We investigated to find out where it was coming from, which led us to the mine. The miners told us they use a highly toxic product, quicksilver, that they must not inhale. But we've seen them washing the gold in the river, and we think it's poisoning the water or the fish.
When heated, quicksilver disappears completely. I'd be very surprised if the illness you speak about comes from there.
We've gathered a few things here. I believe you can test them to make sure they don't contain any quicksilver.
I really don't think you'll find any. But if it'll make you feel better,
Let me take a look.
Everything makes me
Where
feel
did
better.
you get these disgusting things?
The mud is from the miners' waste. We gathered it on the banks of the river that flows into the lake our village is built on. The fish came from the same river. We found it dead near a spot where our people fish.
Well, I highly doubt I'll find any quicksilver, but I'll do the porcelain test. It's going to take me a while. Would you like to wait here or come back later?
Let's wait.
We'll wait for you.
All right, I'll get right to work. I've done the tests, and I can't believe it.
Is it quicksilver?
It is, and I can't explain it. Of course, it's possible that the miners didn't heat the mixture sufficiently before washing it in the river, or that some of the metal was spilled on the riverbank. But I'd never have thought it could poison fish, or the people who eat them. It's an incredible discovery.
That's all well and good. But our people are dying because of your mine and your quicksilver.
Yes, but nobody had realized it. They were indeed very careless, but there was no ill will on their part. There have been many cases of miners being poisoned. Most of the time it's because they'd breathed in the fumes. In any case, I can prepare a remedy that will help your sick. And of course, you'll have to stop fishing in the river altogether.
Die we dag fish dachi? Took them echter eshem aboy lames de nauneam.
Nah. Nas me winem toogd. Why do the miners risk being poisoned if they know the fumes are dangerous?
Some people think it only happens if you're clumsy, while others think they'll be fine if they take the treatment regularly. This is often true in the short term, but the long-term consequences of poisoning are almost always fatal. Yet it's hard to quench the thirst for gold. I understand that your people don't attach much importance to it. But where
Oh,
we
that's
come
right,
from,
it is Saturday. I
gold
kinda forgot
makes
about
the
that.
world go round. Anything can be bought and bargained with gold, including lives.
Hey, Magnus5421. Fuck you. Welcome to the ban. Yeah, you don't get to self-promote your shit when it's literally listed as a bannable offense. I don't care about your Discord. We don't want to know about who you are, what you do. Promote your own shit elsewhere.
What does the treatment involve?
Your patients have accumulated poison in their bodies.
We have the most of
This
those happen
treatment
over
will
on
help
Kick.
them
Kick
eliminate
seems to be
it,
really
but it
annoying
will
with
take
people jumping into
time.
their chat.
In the
and be like,
meantime,
add me
they'll
on
have to
Discord so I
rest
can join
and
your
stop
live stream.
eating fish. Would you like me to make it for you?
Nastur me mesmunigin armansa yiga ektrag.
Thank you, but we'll have to think about it first.
What's there to think about? Take the treatment.
We need the treatment you told us about for our people who have been poisoned.
Dumbass.
Can you help us?
Of course. We'd better get started right away, since it's going to take some time. Come on, I'm going to need your help. Here you go. There should be enough to treat those who are sick for several weeks. If you need more, you'll have to come back and find me. They must drink this potion twice a day in the morning and evening.
It can
Drink
be
a lot of
disdained.
water
I feel like
and
TikTok
rest.
is usually the worst
And
for
above
the
all, don't eat any more fish as long as the mine is
quality
active.
of chat. But thankfully,
I've
you
told
can
the
just
head
filter
miners
most
to
of
be
it out so
careful
you don't
about the
see it.
heating and any discharges into the water. But I can't guarantee it won't happen again. You'll all have to be patient.
But we've got a
But
few
those
people
who
who
are
are paying
sick will
subscribers
recover.
over on Kick, which is
Thank
nice.
you for your help, Doctor.
Please. I'm only doing my job.
But it's still a very small audience because we just started using it.
I'll leave you to your work.
November?
Goodbye.
Whenever we started
Goodbye.
streaming on TikTok, I think it was like November.
Kuidaw nemi dawina base. Ogolei nes igi ar sarenaik sa ovunag. Es radeda sibe dachtent. A koridi dent. Var haskwa wint
Neon, you're a little too
Frag
rambunctious
kori
sometimes.
di nees igi en kelagem. Es velem en geradem es sitten en siendawi.
Abut folad em sieund me vronauar las mader kachem menam.
All right. We gotta take that back to Toflin. I'm gonna save before I do anything. All right, new skills. High ground damage bonus, crit chance increased, unlocks potion casting, which heals or applies the corresponding favor to it. Oh, so you can chuck a potion at your party members. That's interesting. I have to be level 10. What level am I? I just dinged 6. I'll take the resist bonuses. More mechanics, please. I feel like that's been a waste of my, because it's not, he really doesn't have like a mana pool. Oh well, I'm kind of learning as I go along with some of this stuff. Weapons of war. All right, so that means we should be able to go from here now. And fast travel back. Oh, I think we actually have to leave the building. Oops, hang on, there's like a chest back in there. Can I take goodies? Oh no! Did I just lose rep? I hope I didn't lose rep.
I'm sorry, but this area is reserved for officers of the fort.
Okay, my bad. Dispensary first.
Tegades katadadem. Kwahe gormalam amalame. And do at
Adiarn to floin.
Odiir.
Es Oleg loen me da elodui sarenta. Quetient vregu da ore
We've got healing goodies, sir.
Fuaidem yagam ya tu suidad suis hagledon kaolad. Avoredad sida suis yigam. Amifragu es sed ka frag regawen vemam. Abut radei em na este feshon de henaban savegem.
Lemat esi feshon, ja vreg niten?
Sneg de ven nemam en wenshem. Jam este feshon, Aquan estem end, an neis ielem exredem tencaer. Es jigag ane dene renoixa, ja fravin sanemam ag arula moi de jagam.
Fravinde da closta en agledon suis luchtos, a voglendi dent. Es balg meduis.
Ad lochedar ad jeirn. Vregdem quets meundem da vuie de vel.
Quel shedem jige da de uleden.
Qua awalem seg arenta.
Qua awalam sega diar.
Alright, that's a wrap on
Quando hawalem var
that.
hasarenta. Fie sayaga malana, anes vrieges vasem.
So everybody's gonna get better now with the meds. I need to report my findings to Mev. So this is a really interesting way that this game plays because every single one of these quests has like multiple steps. So nothing is like linear. Where was Mev? Mev was in the ritual area, right? She's not showing up all of a sudden, though. Fuck, I don't remember how to get over there.
Na broga vatir. Donegada neuna. Es entmagarantan
There she is.
Na linquid.
Berde hawel si varhas. Quid sient vregudis.
Report your
Oi ragdem
findings.
e bunedem et eniasi, de jam quen send nes garanten an evige.
Artegeded mod. Es ad var midwis. Nema de queniad togit satenias. Quel shedem nase teniasem de wintenesem quels.
Na, es batem ne midawi. Da anmenundi dau e kannegem jam rennend de hetalemem. Farberend menem suliantig ja es nemam.
Galwen se argant bie. Asmeuent em quantesider kaganegem sient.
Forir es voladem aned began des jamishet ka helladagem en abeis. An neimi de feshon.
On nemident efeish ni anes iselem. Ni ogelewolanon. De Kent? Semt nama diwidach fidede. Sages rade emesem reques.
Yeah, she's not in the ritual area, Gray. So I was like, wait, where's she at?
Na radiden des a volla dachtamam.
En sarentum. Badradeda udoroida dent tasoredi
Yeah, I don't think we're convincing them to close the mine, honey.
Regen miloin. Faret toisi met krechtom ovunagen nes dier. Nalen cuidandi renoixa descared. Karen shantani
Yeah,
talamico.
I don't see us ever closing the mine.
Sionde farberu into wundemen kaola.
Oh, maybe.
Ad lorcheda dat a harlan avev.
Use their superstitions against them.
Es radeem antrigem quaneis torte.
Bir tir sioleg.
That still did not complete that quest. That's interesting. Shut down the mine. Firkin is familiar with the settlers, technins, and sex. He'll be able to advise you. Okay.
Ja, serch a harlam mad. Faret quies mais an farshedi. E fravin qued radid.
Hello, Forkan.
Bertir Simad. It's nice to see you again. How are you, Neelan? And you, Shader?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
Well, did you go see Minan? Do you know a little more about the ritual you have to perform?
Yes, we've spoken to him. Mev, the Tierna Harkadachtas, will accompany us through the final stages of our initiation. She tested our combat skills and gave us 2 missions to complete.
Fascinating. They're undoubtedly tests to make sure you've remembered everything that's been passed on to you. Can I help you in any way?
The gold mine that's upstream is poisoning the village. They release their quicksilver into the river, which poisons the fish, the animals, and all of us.
Releasing quicksilver into the river is madness. I wouldn't have imagined it was possible for this metal to cause secondary poisoning. But every precaution should have been taken, since it's extremely toxic. What do you plan to do?
We can't just wish and hope they won't start putting quicksilver into the water again. We need to close this mine for good. Do you have any idea what we could do?
It would take an official order to convince the mine's directors that it needs to be shut down. I could make a fake one, but if we want to be taken seriously, I'll need an official seal. But be warned, it will only be temporary. No matter how good a counterfeit I'm able to make, they will eventually figure things out, and the mine will reopen.
Will the fort have one of those seals you mentioned?
They might, but they won't give it to you, even if you ask nicely. You'll have to steal it. You know what they look like, don't you?
I remember when you showed me your family seal.
You'll be looking for something like that, but bigger. Official seals are always more complicated. Is there anything else?
Goodbye, Farkan.
See you later.
All right. Well. Wait, there's something else I have to talk to him about, apparently.
Hello, Farkan.
Bertir Samad. Can I help you in any way?
Goodbye, Farkan.
Why do I
See
still
you
have a
later.
quest icon over his head? Oh, because he needs the seal. Okay. Okay. So, I wonder if I should wait till nightfall to do this.
Quiet.
Hoop, hoop, hoop,
We don't want to...
hoop. Definitely gonna save. Can I not save here? I can now. Okay, this is gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Be quiet. We don't want to be overheard.
Oh!
Halt! Move along, move along. You
I didn't
have
see the
no
button.
right to be here.
Did we lose? I don't think we lost any rep, did we? I thought we were gonna have a quicker...
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
It's triangle?
Halt! Move along, move along. You have no right to be here.
I don't think I'm losing rep for that, so I'm not gonna stress too much quite yet.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Okay. You gotta be quick on that, man. gonna see me? Hopefully not. Mechanisms. Oh, we got all sorts of goodies. An odd signet ring. And the seal. Alright, we're good. And a sword. We got a whole bunch of goodies out of there, which I'll check out later. Right now we gotta get out of here without getting seen. Snaking. Snaking. I like how it slows you down. When you're inside, it's like an automatic, you're creeping now, buddy. Just take it easy. Alright. Yeah, give that to her. So I'm learning that it seems to be he's the only one who can use multiple weapons. A dueler rapier. Yeah, I'm sticking to my bow. It says that they could... That's not true. That's weird. My precious. How's the game so far? You can check out my early thoughts and first impressions over on YouTube.
Well, Shed, I'm seeing that at Kore Barogi Nodas.
Airak olet moi feshimaro enena. Nas konta.
Hello, Forkan.
Bertir Simad. Can I help you in any way?
Yes, you can, sir.
We found the fort seal. I hope it will do.
Can I see that? Yes. This will work quite nicely for a fake order to close the mine. Here you go. I must admit, I'm rather proud of myself. In any case, I'd better take it to the mine myself. They'll be more likely to believe it if the message is delivered by someone from the Alliance.
Oh, can we trust
I thank you on behalf of the whole village.
Hopefully, he seems like he's
Is there
trustworthy.
anything else?
Oh, we dinged as well.
Goodbye, Forkan.
See you later.
Soider ka ir oiragdem yagam. Taneis garantam vigi.
Mekasin. Sag no esrade engaredem esitenem ol siendawi.
Yep, we do still have things that we gotta work on.
Ah, a drag dead.
I actually want to sell, my good man. I guess I could sell all of these things because I know now that I'm the only one that can wear certain things. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, and then I get more attributes. Alright. I think now that we're done with that quest, there's something here for the influence in the Council of Onur. You should search for clues about the theft in the storeroom. Let's do that, because that's like a side quest. That's, I'm assuming, going to be way back over here at the storeroom. Yes. Also, what is this? Balance the hunting rights.
This is just what we needed.
Mine and River operating license.
Oh, what do you want? Move along! Chop chop! No one's allowed near the storeroom.
The captain gave us a pass to examine the place our king's gift was stolen from.
Let's have a look. Okay, fine. You can come in.
Thank you very much. What did you see?
Were you on duty during the break-in? Did you see anything?
No. I'd done the rounds. It was dark. I was just sitting there when all of a sudden I was bashed on the head. When I came to, the cage was open and it was too late.
I'm not gonna make that.
Where exactly was the gift?
In a chest, which is placed in a kind of cage we use to store precious objects. Everything was locked, but they forced the cage open and broke the chest. Real brutes.
Was anything else stolen?
No, but there were other valuables that would have been much easier to sell off. But who knows? Maybe those thieves had a thing for precious books.
Okay. Time to take a look about.
Traneg donei quesesa. Ka ad richtom estugem farber da Hungary ne kamidu requisa tegeda genesa.
Es quest renaxamen. Forvar shit mo renaxa quedeset. Etawisa kaolat.
Oh yeah. Oh, hello.
Regder ta irsa nervlogem. Ork der samel kangenan.
Eshare ud binida dag de madene beg samel sa. Sags melinem farberduer koishet beg atach.
Budag da ovar shedi edonem and da esa da oglen di quedes aquest.
Okay.
Aquest ed arbaru karnad. Be quiet. We don't want to be overheard.
That's funny. I was already in here earlier. We're good. Alright. Talk to the guard captain, I believe, is the next step. Fort captain, sorry.
Hello, Captain.
Hello, young people. Is there a problem?
While searching the storeroom, we found this object. Do you know what it is?
May I see that? It's a bolt cutter. They must have used it to force the cage open. Normally, this type of tool is used to repair machinery. Maybe the Intendant can tell you who borrowed it. He keeps records of that kind of thing.
Okay.
We'll leave you to your duties, Captain. Goodbye.
Goodbye, young people.
Young people. I like being called young people. It's not necessarily true anymore, but it's a nice flattering response. Alright, I don't actually know where that person is. Fort Intendant? Yes. I like how the wagon is stuck in the mud here at the top of the hill.
Good day. Are you the Intendant?
Indeed. How can I help you?
I'm trying to recover our High King's gift, which was stolen from the storeroom.
This break-in is an embarrassment. What will people think of the Alliance now? The captain was furious. Anyway, I'd be glad to be of assistance, if need be.
Here, let's talk about the tool.
We found this tool in there. The thieves left it on the ground. We believe it was used to break in.
Yes, it's a bolt cutter. We use them to repair machinery.
The captain suggested checking your records to see who last borrowed one.
Let me take a look. It was last borrowed by the woodsmen who work on the hill overlooking the docks.
Overlooking the docks.
I remember now. They said they needed it to fix a jammed cartwheel. But come to think of it, it's not the best tool for the job.
Did you see or hear anything during the break-in?
No, I was asleep when it happened. Unfortunately, I won't be of any use to you in that matter.
Do you have tools in your inventory capable of smashing a chest?
That would depend on the chest. A hammer and chisel might do the trick, but it would take time and be noisy. If it's a wooden chest, an axe would be a quick but risky way of opening it.
Woodsman.
Did the woodsman behave strangely?
No, but I don't really check on them. All that interests me is how they and others use the equipment. And I have nothing to complain about. They're careful. Well, until they borrowed the bolt cutter, that is.
Do you think the woodsman could be responsible for the theft?
I doubt it. Why would woodsmen steal a book? Even though it's a precious book, they'd have a hard time selling it off. If men like that decided to break into the storeroom, they'd steal other things.
Other things.
Although, admittedly, they were the last ones to borrow the bolt cutter. Maybe someone stole it from them.
Could happen.
We will leave you to your work.
That's certain. There's always more work here.
Okay. So... woodcutters. I have no idea how to get to them. Looks like over here.
Hello. Did you know that someone broke into the fort storeroom?
I heard about the incident, yes. And what does it have to do with you? Is the captain hiring natives now?
The stolen item was intended as a gift for our king. We'd like to find it. Could you answer a few questions?
Why not? But make it snappy. We've got work to do.
Make it snappy. We got work to do.
We found this bolt cutter on the floor of the storeroom that was broken into. According to the Intendant's records, the last person to borrow it was you.
Yeah, but so what? We needed to fix a jammed wheel. Someone must have stolen it before we could return it to the Intendant, and then they used it to break into the storeroom.
Sounds convenient.
Your story doesn't add up. All the evidence points to you. And I'm sure it'll be enough to convince the captain to question you. Are you sure
I can't believe
you
I
wanted to
made
come
that
to
roll. I'm only 35%.
Confess and explain yourself. We'll listen to what you have to say. Don't expect the same treatment from others.
You're not wrong. You'll probably be more understanding than the captain. We did steal the book. Oh, we should have been more careful.
Oh, damn.
Why did you steal the book? Does it contain secrets?
No. It's just a nice gift intended to appease your king and promote the Bridge Alliance. But we know their maneuvers. Here and on the mainland. We know how they work. They seduce with their so-called scientific progress, showing only their best
This
side.
is a Luddite, in other
But
words.
it's merely to better enslave you, to destroy your beliefs and your spiritual life.
Maybe not.
My country on the mainland has been fighting them for centuries. We can't let them win here. That's why we couldn't allow your king to receive this gift. We have nothing against you. On the contrary. But you should be warned. We won't let ourselves be taken alive.
Oh, man.
This clearly doesn't involve our people. Only those from the mainland.
Komaros. Quiesmana envirtsa renoixa, a windketon. Nas varni vregus a frausaus. Bosa farnas tenes valem da veru de da herigam ach. Es vare quinidau.
I've heard your arguments, Nilan. But I really believe that we shouldn't get embroiled in these foreign disputes. Keep the gift.
Minon will be angry with us for making this choice without consulting him.
Oh, Meenan can
Thank
cry
you.
harder.
We're leaving
I've got
this
plenty of
camp
tissues
now.
that he can use to dry
We
his
can't
tears.
risk being discovered by the captain. May the Enlightened's blessing be upon you.
I lost reputation with Milan. I don't really care. He's a bit of a racist prick sometimes. I wonder how this works if I can't complete it. I guess I have to go back and talk to Milan. Who was where? I don't remember where Milan is. It's Minan, right? Yeah. Let's go see what they have to say.
Prochainement.
I may be about to get reprimanded.
Kulsheiden koidames lauer krokena a varton gworn da hrimmen. Roig mother.
Agdreg dead? God sien for ready duis.
Na sienden beru var hase farnas da in barem.
Kair. Da quedet boyen.
Am I gonna be honest?
Gasident donee de luchtomo el de wintired. Na amendent carancer ent renees rigamar, a wint naman dan eleona. Smeunduem nau dag da helvenedau ni ene kelegem entre sa luchton de quels.
En vutenem berem radovits dam dead frag. Siund safrus koide in møtemen antrum danes holei luchtom.
Escagovir quedradi duque. Sages quen galede.
Ad lore eto de rudidam. Radidam sasia ruaran sede gamalam.
Qua aulam se gavoel.
Wavelam segareta.
Alright, so did that give us a resolution? Did not. It's interesting. Do you have a problem against trans people, Constantine Demeve 5092? Don't be afraid to tell the truth. Are you afraid of transgender people? Are you afraid of LGBTQ plus community members? Is it possibly because you're afraid of your own sexuality, Constantine? Tell the truth now. What's the number one rule in our community, everybody? Number one rule. If you're actual community members, you know what the number one rule is. We don't permit racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, or anything of that kind in our community. Because we embrace everyone equally who likes to play video games. So Constantine, fuck you, you homophobic, transphobic piece of shit. We have banned you immediately.
Strong hand, fist of iron, judgment falls. Hearts are dying, hammer strikes, tears like rain, justice served. Feel their pain.
Do not ever come into my fucking house and try to be homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic, or anything of that sort. We do not permit racism. We do not permit homophobia. We do not permit transphobia. Everyone is worthy of being here in this community. We're here to play games, to celebrate games equally together. And if you're here for those reasons, you are welcome to be here. But we do not accept anybody who tries to put other people down for their belief systems, for their sexual preferences, for their religious reasons, or anything else. The Van Hammer song, exactly. Yeah, what a dipshit. Yeah, that always feels good when we get to quash that kind of stupidity into the ground. That stuff has no belonging in the modern era. At all. Nope, not on my watch. But on that note, everybody, I am going to take a little bit of a break to go get some food in my belly, and then we're going to come back with some Starfield. So stay tuned. It'll probably be about a 30-minute break, and then we're going to be back. We're going to do some more Shattered Space. So I will see some of you in a little bit. And for those of you who can't make the next stream, I'll see you tomorrow morning for more Celasta 2, and then we'll be playing more GreedFall 2 tomorrow afternoon. So for those of you who are going to hang out some more, I'll be back in a bit. Until then, stay safe.